Hello, everyone, and welcome to Embracing Your Essence on Lilydale Radio. We are live after quite a few weeks of my being off with traveling, and I'm so happy to be here. As you are joining in, please do say hello and write something in the comments where you're from, that kind of thing. And we are going to have a ball tonight. So as you're all logging in here, let's just talk a little bit about what I'm going to talk about tonight. I'm going to be talking about finding and discovering your soul's purpose. I'm going to talk about what that is. What is your soul's purpose? I'll also answer some questions as usual, because you know how much I like to answer questions, and I should have some time to do some mini soul readings. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, and I'll talk about that again in a second. But as you're joining in, say hello. Hi, Christy. And so we'll do some details right now. LilydaleAssembly.org. This is where you're going to find all of the summer workshops and events that are planned for 2024. So that is the big website. The Facebook page is Lilydale Assembly Incorporated. That is the official Lilydale Assembly Facebook page. And my page, Colleen Vanderzijden, Medium and Intuitive Life Coach. And this is where I am live right now. And I'm also being shared to the Lilydale Assembly page. Now, if you're going to ask a question tonight, or if you want a mini reading when I get to that part, you want to be on my page right here, Colleen Vanderzijden, Medium and Intuitive Life Coach, so I can see your comments. Okay, and my website, ColleenVanderzijden.com. And that's where you're going to find out everything that's going on with me. I do have some summer workshops coming up, but I'll talk about those another day. Tomorrow morning, I will be on Willa White's show, Wednesdays with Willa, and we are going to be talking about loving difficult people. So that is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., and that will be fun. And a little bit of a reminder again, get back on my page. I have not seen you guys in ages because I've been traveling. I went and visited a friend, then we went to Disney, and then we were in a hotel where the internet didn't think that was going to work out so well. So here we are. I am finally back on, and it's so happy to see you all. So I'm just going to come back and say hello to people. Hello, Susan, and I saw Julie go by, and Lori and Cindy, nice there. And Carol got my newsletter today. I expect magic and miracles. That was my intention for today. Hi, Madonna. Jenna needs a message from Spirit. It's been a rough day. Whoo, right? There's a lot of weird energy out there going on. Thanks, Julie. You're so sweet. And let's see. Hi, Evelyn. Hey, nice to see you. And Tracy. Yeah, so much fun. We've got so many things to talk about, don't we, tonight? And hi, Fran and Sherry. Yes. So much fun. And Jennifer and Paula, I saw you registered for the retreat today, so I'll just mention that for a minute, and then I'll come back and talk more about it later. I do have a retreat coming up in May 3 through 5 in Celeron, New York, which is just a little distance away from Lilydale, and it's close to Jamestown, New York. So Western New York, in-person retreat. It's called Reimagine Your Life. And at this retreat, this will be, I think, the third year I've done it, maybe. We just have a ball, number one. The greatest people come. But we do these really cool, fun exercises and processes to help people let go of blocks, get rid of those things that are in their way, help them heal from whatever they may have experienced that is kind of dragging them down. So we do some of that. Greg is going to be doing a spiritual activation exercise, if you will. He's going to teach people how to amplify, accelerate, and strengthen some kind of a spiritual experience or some kind of profound experience that you've had. So we're going to play with that as well. We've got all sorts of fun things planned, but I'll talk more about that later. But the retreat is May 3 through 5, and you can check it out at my website and see if you want to come and hang out with us. We're in this beautiful hotel. I can't even tell you how gorgeous this place is. So it's amazing. So feel free to come and hang out with us anyway. So hi, Tracy. Nice to see you. I'm saying hello again, obviously. Julie and Christine's agreeing with me. There's a lot of funky energy. I would like to clear it out. Yes, I can relate to that. Absolutely. Hi, Leslie and Kylie, Marianne, Jennifer. We got a lot of Jennifers tonight, and Jennifer and Bridget. Okay, so let's get to our topic, and we will. If you have questions, you want to be on my page here, because this is where I can see your comments. So Colleen Vanderzijden, Medium and Intuitive Life Coach. And I'm so excited to be here, I can't even tell you. So I'll try to talk slower. When I get excited, I talk too fast. So we are talking tonight about our soul's purpose. I have had so many people ask me or want guidance on what their purpose is. Part of that, Lisa, is the lighting. I can't seem to get it quite right. So many people have asked me about this, and this is a wonderful thing because what this means is that a lot of people want to be living their lives with more meaning and more purpose. But there's quite a few misconceptions out there about purpose, and what I have heard from Spirit and what has come to me, if you will, is that the way we look at purpose might not be exactly the same way that the soul wants us to be, if you will. So we're going to talk about the soul's purpose here. So what's happening is, people looking for this purpose, they want that meaning, they want direction. People are unsure what to do next. They might know they want to make a difference in people's lives, but they're unsure what it is they'll do to make the difference. So they want to know what the purpose is then. Some people are looking for answers from people like me, a psychic, medium, spiritual teacher, life coach, etc. And which is fine, Some people are really big on wanting other people to tell them what to do, though. Okay, now it's okay for us to have a conversation about this, but if you contact a psychic or a medium and you're wanting them to give you all the answers, that could get a little bit tricky there. And I know it's because people want guidance and they want reassurance that they're on the right path, or they'll find that right path, of course. Part of this, asking other people for guidance on that, is it's a way to reassure us to deal with our uncertainty. It's kind of, if you could just tell me what's going to happen, then I know what I'm going to do, and then I'll move in that direction. This is such a big topic these days, and it is wonderful that people want to know this again, because people do want to have that meaning. And identifying their purpose, our purpose, what we're going to do with our lives, how we're going to make that difference, seems to be a large part of it. But if you are the kind of person who has been struggling to find your purpose, or you really just want to know what it is, maybe you're not even struggling, you just want to know, we have to be a little bit cautious, because if you noticed that if you get caught up in that idea, I don't know my purpose, and we start to get a little bit frantic and everything, the more we do this, the more we question this, the more frustrated or impatient we might get. We might even feel stupid because we should know our purpose, right? We should know it. So here's the thing. There's a lot of things I'm going to tell you tonight, but here's one of the things. Someone else might give you some information, or maybe not, but you have to decide what's right for you. You have to decide. I remember one of my clients a long time ago was literally hopping from one medium or psychic to the next, wanting them to tell her what to do and what was going to happen. And as I talked to her, she was really wanting me to do the same thing, right? And it became such a disempowering energy in the room, because she wasn't trusting herself, nor was she trusting the universe to guide her. She had totally given her power away, waiting for someone else to give her the answers. And on top of this, she was looking for a simple, in quotes, answer, a simple answer that didn't involve any effort on their part. And what I mean by this, it was like she was skipping over the journey that she may have needed to make to get to her purpose and live the life she really wanted. So it's kind of like, we don't want to do the work. We don't have to think about it. We don't want to be uncomfortable not knowing. So we just want somebody to tell us. And that'll just be skipping right over that part. And that doesn't work so well. Okay, it really doesn't. So tonight, I'm going to repeat what I've said earlier in case you joined in a little later. We are going to be talking about how to discover and live in and from your soul's purpose. And I've got some thoughts that might be different from what you would expect, a little bit radical, I think. And I'll also answer some questions. These are not psychic questions like, what is my purpose? No. But thoughtful questions about the soul, or what you think about some of the things I'm saying. And I also should have time for some mini soul readings. And for those who may not have experienced a mini soul reading before, that is talking about who you are at the soul level, the qualities you have in this lifetime, which are part of how you're going to demonstrate your purpose. Okay, so we are going to talk about that. So let me say hello to people for a sec. Angela, did that lady get out of that phase? I have no idea, because when she left my room, I never saw her again. She's probably still hopping with mediums and psychics, trying to get the answers. So it's not good. It's not good to do it that way. But I'm going to talk about some ideas that will help you not to do it that way. Really, truly, honestly. Hi, Sylvia. Nice to see you. And Sam. Hey, Linda. Hi, Melinda. and Jessica and Michelle. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so first, what we need to talk about, if we're going to talk about the soul's purpose, we need to talk about the soul, don't we? So, who are you at the soul level? This I always talk about, and then someone asked me in another group what I meant by that, and I thought, well, I guess I haven't repeated myself enough with that. So, who are you at the soul level? This is important to know because if we want to live as in our soul's purpose, well, it's good to have a little bit of an idea who we are at the soul level, right? So our soul is our essence. That is everything about us, right? This is who we truly are. Our soul is a part of the love and the light. Okay, now what this means is we are connected to the divine universal energy, the source energy, whatever you want to call that creator kind of energy. Okay, that means our soul is a part of that, which means you are a part of that. Your essence, who you really are, is love and light. Now, we came to this physical life for a reason. There is a reason why we are all alive at this very time. Each of us is unique in how we express our soul's love and light, right? That makes sense, right? We're all different people. So each of us is unique in how we express that love and light that is within every single person. Now, some people aren't really in that space right now if you look around the world, but you guys are. So this, how we express our soul's love and light, is part of our purpose. Okay, that's the what we do kind of thing. And I'll talk more about that in a second. We're very unique in what interests us and what we like to do, right? All of this, again, is a part of our purpose. And I'll talk more about that in a sec. But first, another thing we have to be aware of, okay? Talking about who we are at the soul level is important to know. The next thing that's important to know is that societal programming has told us who we're supposed to be and what success looks like. Okay, so think about this a little bit, right? Society, it's programming, it's conditioning. One of my coaching clients called it the other day indoctrination, which I loved. Great phrase. So society, whether somebody has told us outright or we've just kind of picked it up from living, we feel like for success, we have to do something that makes us important. We need to be important. And this is from somebody else's view, of course, right? We think that if we make a lot of money, have the perfect house, job, or partner, or have a life that has no problems, then we are a success. Okay? Life and this programming has taught us to figure out our next steps, to analyze, to plan. And this is where we can get caught in overthinking, particularly when we're trying to discover, if you will, our soul's purpose. We want our purpose, so we think and we go back and forth and think and think and think. This societal programming never taught us to check in with ourselves and see what feels right to us. Okay, now when we think about this, we live our lives from feelings. So it's important that we know what feels right. We trust our gut kind of sense there, right? This programming has also taught us to be more concerned with other people's opinions of who we are and what matters. So many of us have this underlying belief system where we keep trying to meet other people's approval. We want them to approve of us. We want them to like us. We may not even know we do it sometimes, where we put other people's needs ahead of ours, etc. Our first reaction is to help somebody rather than checking in with ourselves to see what feels right and true. Along with this, with society feeling we have to do something really important, what has come of this is that the idea of our purpose, we start to feel like it has to be something really grandiose. It has to be gigantic, a really big thing, right? And society has told us that what we do is important. Okay, and this is how we start getting caught up in trying to figure out our purpose, and we think it's got to be this really big thing. It's got to be something really gigantic. But here's what Spirit has told me. Spirit has told me that our purpose is who we are, not what we do. Okay, think about that for a minute, right? So, who we are and not what we do. So, living as our soul is our purpose. We want to live our lives in our soul's authentic truth. So think about that for a minute, and don't worry for you guys who are going, but wait, I've got more for you. So think about this for a minute though. If we're living in our soul's truth, coming from love, kindness, compassion, joy, light, all of those things which are qualities in our soul, that energy, if you're living in that energy is going to positively affect everyone around you. It's the ripple effect. You affect one person, affects another, affects another, affects another. Your energy is so important. Okay, it's so important. All we have to do is do our best to live from our soul. And I'm going to talk more about that too, to give you some suggestions on how to do that, because I know in talking to clients, there are a lot of people who I can say that, but they don't know what to do with that information. And you know me, I'm a big how-to person. I'll give you some suggestions. Okay, so what this boils down to basically, if you're living in your soul's truth of love and light, okay, if you're living in it to the best of your ability, it doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. This is going to be demonstrated in everything. Your choices, your behaviors, your beliefs, your actions, your words, etc. So it really doesn't make a difference what we do as a purpose, but how we do it. Okay? And I know some of you are saying, but wait, I want to know my purpose. And I know you're still meaning your purpose to be what you're going to do. Okay. And I've got you. Don't worry. I got you covered. I've got more to say that's going to help you. Before I get to that, I just want to tell people, if you just joined me, I'm Colleen Vanderzijden, registered medium at Lily Dale, spiritual, intuitive life coach, author of the book Courageously You, which is somewhere, I don't know where, so I can't show it to you. And we are talking tonight about discovering and living from your soul's purpose. And I am going to just go and check some of your comments right now, and then I'm going to come back to give you some direction on how to do this. Tracy says, been doing a lot of soul searching, getting in touch with my inner self, and it feels so good. And thanks to my Spiritual Path Church for their guidance, love, and light on my journey. It is so wonderful when we have people around us who support us as we go into this adventure of truly trying our best to live from the soul and live from that love and light. It's wonderful. Angela, I don't know what to do that either because we do get angry. I will talk about that if I don't. Ask me again. Okay. People pleasing, you are not alone, Christy. I bet you most of the people watching tonight are people pleasers, and we try really hard to make people feel better, right? And we kind of forget about ourselves sometimes. Okay, Angela, I believe I was heading that way, but someone kept saying I was wrong. And I will talk about that, but let's just give you a little message right now, which is trust yourself more than anything. If I say something that makes sense to people, it'll feel right to you. And you'll go, you know what? That feels right to me. Other people might hear the very same thing and go, that doesn't feel right to me. And maybe they don't need to hear that lesson or that message, or it's not time for them to hear it. So you've got to trust yourself more than anyone else. Even when I tell people things, like if I give somebody a soul reading and I say, you are this, you are this, you are this, sometimes people will say, I don't feel that. And you can take it or leave it. It's your choice, right? You always have a choice. But if you are that, you might start looking at it and go, oh, you know, she said that I express my love by, I don't know, being very kind to people. Let's just say that for an example. And that doesn't mean sacrificing ourselves being kind. It just means being kind to people. And then you start to notice, you know, I am kind. And you start to accept this quality within you. And that means you're living in your soul's truth. Isn't that exciting? Yes, I love to learn all sorts of things. Fran's birthday's tomorrow. Happy birthday. Good. So let me get back to my topic. Hi, Linda. Nice to see you. Say hi to Mom for me. So let's backtrack just a sec. It doesn't make a difference, really, what we do as our purpose. It's how we do it. Let me reiterate how we do it. Are we doing it from here, from our love, from our soul? And so, how you express your soul's love and light is part of your purpose, right? And you have that unique expression of your soul into this physical life. Okay, you have your own unique expression of that, and that's part of your purpose too. See where I'm heading for you? Okay, so for example, I'm a teacher. I have been a teacher forever. I love teaching. It's a unique expression of my soul. It's unique because I'm me and no one else can teach like I do. So if you're a teacher, you have your own unique way of teaching. We are all unique. Okay, so this is a unique expression of my soul because it's how I do it. I use it to help people, and that is part of my purpose. My attitude as a teacher, where I'm coming from, is I really care. I really, really want to help people. If I didn't, I wouldn't volunteer my time for this radio show that I have been doing radio shows for like 400 episodes now. I would not do that if I didn't really care. But I do, and I love doing it. So how I'm doing it is important. See where I'm going? See how it works? I'm coming from my heart. I truly want to help. That is my motivation, and I'm having fun doing it. I could work as a store cashier, a receptionist, a movie star, that's funny, a dog walker, anything. I could work at any single job, hobby, whatever, and still be living my purpose because I would be living from love and light. Okay, so when we're living our soul's truth, our how is where we're coming from. Are we coming from purity of heart, from a pure intention? Are we motivated by those qualities of our soul, the love and the light, and how we express those in our own unique ways? If we're motivated by greed or wanting personal recognition or even wanting appreciation, we are not coming at it from our heart. Okay, we want to come at it from our heart. So let's see. Pamela says she feels like she's doing her soul's purpose. Yes. Laura, if my soul is happy helping people, am I being more of a people pleaser or actually doing what my soul's purpose is? It depends on how you're doing it. And I know you enough to know that I'm quite sure you're doing it from your heart to the best of your ability. Yeah, I'm quite sure about that. If I lost the trusting myself and feeling what is right or wrong for me, can I get it back? Yes, Angela, you can. Okay, so let's continue on because I want to, if you have questions, again, be on my page, Colleen Vander Zijden, Medium Intuitive Life Coach, so I can see your comments. So I want to, if you have questions about the soul, I'm going to talk a little bit more. If you have questions about the soul, and then I will let you know when I have some time and I'll be doing some little mini soul readings for you. But I want to give you some ideas to help you learn more about yourself. And what the unique expression of your soul might be, or how to discover more of that. Because the more we learn about ourselves, the more you're going to live in your soul's purpose and how you will express that soul's love and light. Everything I'm now going to talk about is going to help you learn more about yourself and discover your soul's purpose and give you some ideas to help you really live in that. Now, I have to backtrack in Side Adventure for me for a second and say, why do we want to live in our soul's purpose? Okay? Like, I never really even said that. So why do we want to live in our soul's purpose? Why do we want to live in the love and light? Right? We want to live there because it's a great place to be. It's where you're going to find peace. It's where you're going to find joy. It's where you're going to find your spiritual connection for those of you who are really longing for that or wanting to strengthen the connection you already have. It's going to bring you so much meaning in your life. You will feel like you're living as you should, and I mean this in a good way, should be living. You'll be living with that sense of purpose. and you will feel amazing. This doesn't mean you will be able to live into it necessarily 100%. Greg and I were basically talking about living in your soul's truth. We were talking about that today and what that means and what it would feel like and all of that. And it's kind of fun to talk about and start to consider these ideas. So we want to know more about yourself. Okay, hold on 2 seconds. Tracy, I'm stopping myself from helping others for a fee because I don't want to be misunderstood of my intention. Okay, so a little something on that. I'm working to overcome this self-limitation. Thank you, Tracy, for mentioning that part. Yes, because, well, not to get into that too deeply, it is an energetic exchange and they need to value your work. And obviously you need to value your work enough as well. It's important that way. And the idea of feeling misunderstood would mean that you're putting the perception of other people's perceptions more important than what feels right to you and working on things. Okay, I'll come back to that. Okay, so number one, of course, if we're going to learn more about our soul and who we truly are so we can live in it, we want to be open to discovering who we really are. Okay. And sometimes people say to me, I know who I am, but then they're not very happy, or they complain a lot, or they're just not nice people. And so we really want to be open to discovering everything about it, the good and maybe the less good, we'll say. We want to really learn more about this love, light, and compassion. What makes you be you? How are you unique? And as we're doing that, we also want to explore and be open to what's blocking us from expressing those qualities. It's usually some form of fear, doubt, anger, fear of judgment, etc., etc. Lots of those things that could block us from expressing those qualities show up in the complaining, the repetitive stories we tell ourselves or out loud, the inner critic, where that voice inside our head tells us we're not good enough for 5,000 million reasons. It also shows up as not accepting people as they are, other people or ourselves, or sacrificing ourselves to be a people pleaser or conflict avoider, etc., etc. Okay. And then, so as we're open to discovering this, then we want to be willing to make changes if we're not really living in those soul qualities as much as we'd like to be living. So a few ideas to help you get to know yourself better, move closer to living in that high vibration of your soul's energy. Just a few ideas here for you. Number one, nice, easy one, watch your words. If you're complaining, stop. If you're negative and you're saying lots of negative things, stop. Substitute positive words, okay? And and this includes how you're talking about yourself too. So become aware of your words and use positive, uplifting words. So important. Number two, something else you can try is set that daily intention to strengthen the connection of your soul. So you could say something like, I am love. And so you get up in the morning, you say, I am love, or I am light, whatever you want to use that goes with your soul. I am love. And then feel it. The feeling is what strengthens the energy of it. It is the energy. You want to feel it. I am love. As you do this, if you were to set that intention every single day, first thing in the morning, what's happening is you're starting to direct how your day is going to go. You'll feel more love. You'll see more love around you. You'll notice when you're loving. You'll notice when people are sending love at you. You'll increase the awareness of the love that was within and around you. Okay, the next thing is being curious. If we're going to learn about ourselves, we want to be curious about ourselves, but we don't want to judge ourselves, right? So we just want to be curious. Why am I thinking this way? What's happening in there? Well, what's happening there? And we want to know all about this. And so we want to look at this with curiosity. As life goes on, you'll learn more and more about what's blocking you from living your soul's truth. You'll start to see things. You go, oh, like somebody just mentioned that she wasn't going to charge. She felt funny charging money or wanted to not do that anymore so people would be misunderstood, but she recognized it was limiting her actually. So you'll learn with this curiosity what could be blocking you, but you'll also discover the times that you are living in your soul's truth, that you are there. Okay, it's amazing. Then the next thing to think about to help you live from those soul qualities of love and light is to be intentional about living in the love and light. Be really intentional about it. When you respond to something that happens, are you responding from love and light? Are you responding from anger? Are you reacting? Are you impatient? Etc., etc. When you notice those things, now you have a choice in what you're going to do with it. Are you going to learn more about it or not? What are you going to do with it? Okay, so some of those ideas there, and I would not do all of them at once, pick one, to see so you can start to learn more about who you are. This is so important because so many people, they're not watching my show tonight, so many people aren't open to learning more. They are perfectly happy the way they are, and that is fine, absolutely fine. But if you're wanting more, if you're wanting to live in the authenticity of your soul, if you're wanting to live with as much purpose and meaning as possible, being curious and learning more about yourself is really going to help. Absolutely going to help. So, on that note, I just want to mention again my Reimagine Your Life retreat. And then next, what I'm going to do is tell you some ideas to help you really get to know how to find your purpose, if you will. So the retreat, May 3 through 5, we are doing this amazing. Spirit gave this to me last year. It's an energetic process that helps you release limiting blocks, limiting beliefs, release guilt, heal the pain of the past. We're going to work on things to improve intuition. We're going to do that spiritual activation I mentioned that Greg is going to do. It's a powerful process to relive and deepen a prior mystical moment, if you will, so you can strengthen that connection to your soul and the divine energy. We are going to go into the purpose a little bit deeper, move into that spiritual flow of your soul's true expression, totally tied into what I'm talking about tonight. I did not actually even recognize that till this moment, and help you take some action steps so you can manifest your life that you really want and the life you deserve. I also will be doing a special Q&A session where you can ask all sorts of questions for personal or general guidance, whatever you want. So we have one of those going on at night too. So it's going to be awesome. So definitely feel free, check it out on my website. So much fun. It's amazing. So we are going to do that. So next, so that's the retreat. And again, if you are just joining in, I am over here on my page, Colleen Vanderzijden, Medium Intuitive Life Coach. If you have questions, put them here. I have not really looked at the questions because I have been going on and on, but don't you fret. I will be getting back to some of the other things soon. I just have a couple more things to talk about, and I have loads of time. Okay, so next we talked about learn more about yourself. Very important, very important. Next, you can learn more about yourself and your soul's purpose by considering what you like to do, right? Doesn't that sound so easy, right? What you like to do. So what's fun? What do you find fun? What interests you? Okay, what interests you? What are you good at? These are some questions to ask yourself if you're trying to figure it out, right? What are you good at? What gets you excited? What are you passionate about? These things are going to help you start to really get into your personal soul and be in that power. Now, sometimes people minimize these things, right? They can't be important. They can't lead me to my purpose. Like I actually said to one of my clients a while ago that she wanted to know some of her purpose. And I said, do more of what's fun for you. And she actually said to me, and if you're watching, you know who you are, she didn't want to waste her time on fun. Think about that. She didn't want to waste her time on fun. And so many of us, we have been taught that fun should not be a priority, that we should work hard first. We should work hard first. Or we've been taught that life isn't fun. Okay, it's a waste of your time. It's not important. This is all just leftover societal programming. It's just leftover. Okay, society has imposed upon us this idea that our purpose has to be serious and that we need to work really hard on these things. And the fun comes later, if at all. So, if there's something that is fun for you, don't minimize yourself in what you do. If you're minimizing your interests or what you think is fun or is exciting and we dismiss it, we're actually minimizing ourselves. It's not just those things, it's ourselves. We're actually like putting a layer of crap on top of ourselves. And we lose some of our power. So you want to choose to be strong in yourself. If you like something, great. Don't let anyone talk you out of it, including your own inner critic. Now, people are saying, I can hear you saying, but wait a minute, how is fun or my interests going to lead me to my purpose? When you do the things you enjoy, the things that are fun, the things that interest you, what you're good at. Usually when we're good at something, we enjoy it. Usually, not always, but usually. What you're passionate about, what gets you excited. When we do these things, our energy shifts. That gets us into the spiritual flow where you'll be guided on how to further express your soul's love and light. You're in that creativity of the soul's flow, the soul's energy. There's a certain feeling you get when you're having fun, when you're feeling like you're doing something that's meaningful, that excites you, that you're passionate about. There's an energy, right? You understand what I'm saying? You get this energy. Your energy expands. It opens up. What happens is you move into your heart space. You move into that love space, that flow. And that's when the time can stand still or even fly away. So if you're wanting to know your soul's purpose, do more of the fun things that interest you or excite you. Somebody just said out there in their head, oh, you guys, something like, well, wait a minute. No, I need to work on this first. You don't. Because when you do something fun, again, your energy shifts. I get my best ideas sometimes when I'm doing something fun and I'm not working on a project. I'm not trying to complete something. I'm not trying to figure something out. Because what happens when you're doing something fun or something passionate or exciting for you, you're clearing space in your mind, and your mind will take care of the rest of it. Okay? All of this stuff will help you. So just follow your whims, I like to call it. If you're interested in something, just go do it. If it catches your interest, do it. Now, I have had people tell me in the past that they don't have anything they like to do. They don't know what's fun. They don't have interests. This, I have to tell you honestly, concerns me a bit. Okay, and that to me would mean that we've got some other issues we need to work through first. Maybe we've got some depression. Maybe we need to recover and do some healing from past trauma, whatever it might be. And in that case, we need to see a trained medical professional, whether it's a medical doctor or a therapist of some sort. Okay, so if we really have nothing in your head, nothing you enjoy, this might be something to explore. So for people who want to know the answer and you're looking for direction, having fun, following your interests. I know sometimes people think it's not going to work, but remember, again, it's the energy. It's totally in the energy. Your answers will come to you in divine timing. Also, what happens when you're in that soul's flow is your intuition expands and gets stronger. You open to the guidance and you're trusting your soul to lead you. Okay, now, next thing to think about. To learn more about how you can uniquely express your soul's purpose, pay attention to your desires. Yeah, I like you guys are like, I've got so many things I want to do. I can relate. I have a million things I want to do. It's so much fun. So pay attention to your desires. This is so important. Pay attention to those ideas that pop into your head and you think, I'd like to do that. Or that would be fun, or that would be interesting. I'd like to go there. Or maybe you say, someday I want to, whatever it might be. Those ideas pop into our head for a reason. So many times we dismiss those thoughts. We immediately go to, I'd like to, but, and then we have a list of reasons why we cannot do those things, which are really excuses. And they usually come up with things like, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I don't have the skills, I don't know how. We doubt ourselves and call these ideas impractical or even impossible. Or sometimes these thoughts pop into our head and we think, oh, I like to do that. And you get that momentary burst of energy like, yes, this would be so much fun. And then you go, oh, it's not big enough. That's not a big enough idea. That can't possibly be part of my purpose. I always say you don't have to start a foundation, save the world, or be a politician to live your purpose unless that interests you. If that pops into your head, like if it's popped into your head, you want to be a politician and you're a kind and loving person, go for it. Not my path, but if you want to do it, you do it. Thoughts that catch your interest like this is your soul calling you. You know how it is. You get an idea and it keeps coming back, keeps coming back. It's not going to go away. It keeps coming back. That's your soul calling you. It's giving you guidance and direction. It's leading you to your soul's purpose. And then listen to it and take some action. When you're in the soul spiritual flow, there are no limitations. So if something is calling you or you really want something, you'll find the time, you'll get the money, or you'll develop the skills. You'll find somebody help you get clarity of your thought if that's what you need. You'll work on letting go of the self-doubt or the inner critic if that's the case. You'll follow your soul and you'll keep going to reconnect with that power to the best you can. Don't talk yourself out of your calling. The path might not be easy. And I think sometimes that scares us, right? I've got this idea, I want to do this, but it's scary because I'd have to know this or do this, blah, 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 blah. And we have 5,000 reasons again why we can't do it. But if it keeps coming back, all you've got to do is one small step at a time. That's all, one small step at a time. You don't have to look at the big gigantic picture and have it all figured out. One thing. And as you discover something that's blocking you, a belief or some doubt or whatever it is, you work to let it go and you do your best at it and the universe will help you. So it might not be easy, but if it interests you, it's calling you and it's going to give you more meaning, purpose, and joy. Don't talk yourself out of it. Which leads you to the next part, which is trusting. You knew I was going there, didn't you? Trusting. We need to trust ourselves to do our best. We need to trust the universe to guide us. We need to trust our soul to lead us. We need to trust that the answers are going to be shown. I tell people with some frequency, just take a step and the next step will appear. It always does. It may not be in your timing, but it always appears. If you can believe that, that will help. Trust the timing. Our humanness gets impatient. We want things quickly. We want them now. And sometimes, though, we're not quite ready for it. So maybe we have to wait a little bit, for our energy to catch up. Or we might have to wait a little bit so we can learn to release some more of those negative thoughts or whatever. We need to trust our path. When we're waiting to discover our soul's purpose, we can become aware of everything we've done to this point. Everything we've done has actually been laying a foundation for you to express your soul and its purpose in your own unique way. Everything you've done, nothing has been a waste of time. Nothing has been wrong. I know some things have been horrible and you wish you didn't experience them. And I can understand that absolutely. And I bet you also got some things out of it. You learned some things, some painful lessons, but you learned some things. So those things are helping you build this foundation to live in your soul's purpose. If you're concerned that you don't know your path, just trust it's going to be revealed to you. When you start to feel impatient, trust it. You want to live in that soul. You want to live in this love, this light. It's being. You want to be. It doesn't make a difference, again, what you do as much as how you do it. You want to enjoy your life here. If you're in the soul's truth, you're going to enjoy. You're going to have so much love, so much light. You'll have a beautiful adventure of life. As you're doing this, you're going to get stronger in your sense of who you are and keep that purpose even stronger. Okay, now I saw somebody comment went by. Christy, I'm guilty of being impatient. I think we all are to some degree. Bridget says, I've always told my kids that when doors keep opening for them, this is their path. When it never seems to work out, then this may not be their path. And this is such a beautiful way to look at life, right? You know, there's a reason for how things happen. If it's not their path, we can let it go, and just go, nope, that's okay. And that moves us into trusting that the next path is going to come and is correct for us. Let's see. Jody, can your soul's purpose change throughout your life, or is it predetermined when you pick this life? Such a great question. My theory on this is that we are all here to express some form of love and light. Okay, now, I know somebody also just said out there something along the lines of, well, what about all those really mean, hateful, bullying people out there in the world right now? For them, and I'm digressing from my point, but for them, in the biggest picture of all, they may have very well chosen to express their love by coming in here to this physical existence, this physical life, to be a jerk, to help us get stronger in our love and compassion. Because when we see someone who's mean, who's hurtful, who's a bully, etc., our initial reaction, of course, is usually, oh, what's wrong with that person? But if we are really, truly trying to live in our soul's love, we might instead look at them and go, what could possibly be happening over there? Like, why would this person come into this physical lifetime to be a horrible person? And maybe it's to help us make our love stronger. And then we can look at that person with maybe some compassion and also kind of a little bit of admiration if that were true, because what a brave path they chose to come in here and be a jerk, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to do it, and I don't intend to ever do it, but it's certainly possible that that is the case. So back to Jody's question, I had to digress. I don't know that our purpose would necessarily change, because it's always going to be some kind of expression of the love. Now, what we do to express it could very well change, yes. Our true purpose is being who we are, being the love and the light. Our physical, unique expression of that love and life is going to change over the years, okay? I have been a teacher forever. Like, I was a public school music teacher, etc. So I'm still doing that, but I'm teaching different things now. Also, I'm teaching through this Facebook Live. This is different for me. I'm still teaching, but it's different. So those kinds of things. I also believe, Jody, that our soul itself picks what we are going to work on, if you will, or what our life path is going to, the kind of path we want to go down. This doesn't mean we do everything. This doesn't mean it's preordained, etc., etc. It just means I think our soul has a general path in mind, if you will. Okay, so this is what I need to do right now, is if you have a really cool question or you want a soul reading, now is the time. And because Jody has responded to my comments, I am going to actually give her a soul reading. If you want one, Jody, I'm just going to give you one. If you don't want it, close your ears and don't listen. So sometimes when I do a soul reading, again, for those who haven't seen it before, sometimes I see colors. I always get words of some sort, and then I usually describe it a little bit and what it might mean and how you might be expressing it now or whatever. Okay, so Jody, it's so fun for you because I see two things with you right away. I am seeing green and I'm seeing blue. Green is the heart color and also healing color for me, and blue is communication, goes with the throat energy. So I have the heart and the communication together. I know that part of your path in this lifetime is to kind of do, I know you said you're a teacher, but part of it is also how you express. I'd like to say you're very similar to how I am, in that you're a very caring person and you're a very loving person as well. When you came into this lifetime, one of your primary qualities to how you were expressing this love is empathy. You have a great deal of empathy. You feel. you feel what other people need. I'm sure you're a very good teacher because I know you understand the concept of how to explain something differently for each person because you can feel what is right and what they understand. I also know you have a very deep sense of feeling there. So part of your soul's path is to express that empathy, that kindness and caring to others in this lifetime. Sometimes when people have something like that in their soul, they forget to do it toward themselves. Do not forget to give yourself that kindness, that love, and that empathy too. Okay, so there's a very short. I'll try to keep them short so I can get to a few people because you know me, man. I keep going, man, and we'll be here forever. It's okay. I'm scrolling back up so I can see. Okay, let's see who's going to grab me right now. Amanda Lute. Lute. I don't know if that's really how you say it, but there we are. It grabbed me. I don't know what I did, but here we are. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, Amanda, I did not expect what I just saw. Do you know what I saw was piano? I immediately saw a piano. That is weird. When I'm doing a soul reading, I don't get things like that. So for me, that's music, obviously. And there is this wonderful sense. I don't know if you love music, you produce music, you make music, whatever it is. I have so much music around you. And do you sing? Anyway, there's also this beautiful sense. Oh, okay. I have a guide over here, you guys. So that's what's happening when you see me look over that way. It's not just the bunk bed that's in this room. Years and years ago, I was doing an automatic writing and I asked Spirit why I chose the music field in this lifetime. Like, why did I decide to be a musician and a music teacher, a violinist? Why did I do that? And I was told it was because music is the closest thing you can get to God. And so my soul wanted me to be able to get in and out of that space through music. That's what it feels like for you, Amanda. I cannot even tell you why that is, but there it goes. So if you don't do any kind of energy work, vocal kind of things like chanting, that kind of thing, I would be surprised. And if you don't, you might want to explore that a little bit. Okay, let me give you something else too, because that was fun and definitely different. And I'm seeing the guitar now. This is so interesting. You'll have to write in the comments what's going on with all this in my head. So, because this is kind of fun for me. Okay, and I see around you a lot of gold. And gold to me is a spiritual color. Usually, kind of like when we see those paintings and stuff in church, the older Christian churches and stuff where they have the halos. That's the word I'm looking for. So I see that. So gold means to me a highly evolved and spiritual person as well. And it seems that you came into this lifetime, and similar reasons to the person I was talking previously, Jody, but it's that feeling of you being there for other people and connecting with them and guiding them. That's what it is. It's guiding. You're a good guider of people. Bad sentence, but you know what I mean. And so there's that part of you. It's like you have a gift to discover the next steps for someone. I don't know if I'm assuming you can do it for yourself too, I bet. But there's something about that, like that. So very intuitive. You'll have to let me know if that makes sense, Amanda, because that was like the wildest soul reading I have ever done, I think. So different than what I expected to come out of my mouth. That's so weird when that happens. So let's see. Let's do Yolanda. Yolanda. Soul reading sounds wonderful. I love that name. Okay. Okay. So the first thing I felt with you, Yolanda, was heart. Heart again. And granted, that's what I'm talking about tonight, living in the love and the light and all of that. But I feel your heart. And there is such a gentle quality about your heart. And I wonder if you've had some tough lessons, surrounded. Try that all again, Colleen. If you've had some tough lessons that have to deal with the heart, I'm wondering if you have, because there's such a beautiful, gentle energy there, and I am seeing pink with that as well. And there is this sense of wanting to cuddle. That's a weird way of putting it. Cuddle, hug, embrace. There's the word. Embrace the heart. you also, with that energy, there's this, people must really love you. You have such an authenticity about you, and you truly, truly care in such a beautiful, gentle way. Now, I will be surprised if you say to me, actually, I'm really loud and obnoxious. And I know sometimes we can all be that way because there's such a, I want to use the word confidence, but that's too strong. Secure. It's a secure, loving, gentle heart here that really makes a difference and really helps other people be themselves. And I feel like you've had to do a lot to heal. You'll have to let me know if that makes sense to you. How interesting. Oh, goodness. I got a little dizzy right there for that moment. Why did I get dizzy? Hold on, I'm scrolling down. Okay. Okay. Amanda says her daughter, and she and her daughter were just singing together. Yeah, it's so interesting. I got to go back to whoever I saw that made myself dizzy, made me dizzy. Hold on, because that's important. Debbie, how are you doing? Debbie, because I know you've had an interesting couple days, I need to touch in with you just because, and then I will find that person who made me dizzy. Don't you worry. This is awesome. Debbie, I don't know that we've ever talked about this before, but this is kind of interesting right now. Have you thought about writing a book? Like literally a book to help other people? Because it is so strong right now. And that's a psychic thing. This is not a legit soul reading at this moment, but it's part of the path because I know, I mean, I know you've learned a lot about so many different things. I know you are helping people. And I just, for some reason, this book is so strong in my head. So I have to mention it. And also to Debbie, I want to mention I am feeling some pain in my back. And so I'm hoping that medication is helping you with that. And okay, right. Okay. So Debbie, for you, you very similarly to somebody else I just mentioned came in with a very gentle heart. You're also there's a it's the authenticity. That's what it is. It's the authenticity. It's the wanting to live in your truth, truly, truly wanting to live in your truth. And this is what you came in with. And there is this sense of having to really let go of people, let go of things that were blocking you from living in your truth. Okay, throughout your life, and you've really worked on that. You've really done a great job with it. And there's also okay, I got colors happening right now, so I got to go here. Um, I've got the green, the healing color, the heart color. Okay, and I've also got orange, and I don't normally get orange. And orange for me is creativity, which goes with the soul's expression. As you know, when we're creative, we're in our expression. Yep, I'm back to the book thing. So, Debbie, do with that what you want. It seems like it's part of your authentic journey, if you will, to become your really, really, really true self, but also that guiding sense as well. Okay, hope you're feeling great. So interesting, you guys, that I seem to be picking people tonight who are people who are very good with other people, who want to help others, which is not surprising to me when you think about it, because if you're watching me on a Lilydale radio show or on my page, or if you're watching me, then we're already connected, and there we are. So I love it. Who was it? Oh, I can't find it. Well, it'll show up again. Um, Tracy, her reading for Debbie totally resonates. Yes. And thanks for saying that, actually, because when I do a little reading, if it makes sense to somebody else beside the person I'm talking to, take the info. Absolutely take it. Spirit, my guide, they want to reach as many people as possible. Okay. They want to reach that person. So everybody gets a good message. You know what? I think it might be you, Allie, actually, as I was skimming by. So Allie says, is the person who you felt dizzy me? It's okay if it's not. I just feel a bit unbalanced in my life with some fear. At this point, if I was in a video, like we were Zooming or we'd be in a class, I'd say to everybody, okay, hold your hand up if y'all are dealing with some kind of a fear. As we all know, the world is kind of insane at this moment. So there's a lot of fear out there. So, Allie, okay, you know what I saw? You're going to love it. I am seeing straight up and down, and I saw a rock at your feet. This is not a rock that you're dragging around with you. This is not a rock that's weighing you down. It's actually an anchor rock in a good way. Okay. It's anchoring you. It's like it's taking your fear and going into this rock to get it out of you, which is so cool. And I would suggest if you have a crystal or a literal rock from outside that you want to do something like this might be a fun process to do, would be to have a rock, hold it, and literally just go, okay, I have a fear of this. I have a fear of this. These are my worries. This is what's bothering me. This is what's concerning with the stories that go over and over in our heads. Put them in the rock, just by your intention, everybody. Put them in the rock, and then put the rock outside somewhere on the ground. And what will happen is the energy will leave the rock and be transmuted into the ground. And okay, this is all woo-woo stuff, but if you're watching me, we all know this. Everything is energy. And so the energy in the rock is going to help. Okay. And Allie, I know that you came into this lifetime as well. For your soul is the giving person. You are the giving person. You must have had to learn boundaries because your soul is like, whoa, like this. Just give, 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 give. But you've learned, it's back here now. It's not quite, you're a little more discerning. Let's put it that way. So you must have needed to learn some boundaries. You love giving for people. And when people don't appreciate it, that sucks. But every now and then you'll come across that. People who are givers, and I'm not saying this is necessarily you, I'm talking about Allie, but anybody else who is a giver. If you're a giver, frequently we have to learn the boundaries. We also have to learn not to help people until they ask for it. Lots of times the givers were like, oh, I learned this great thing. Let me help you and tell you. And the other person's like, I am not interested at all. Don't even. So we have to be discerning on who we tell things to as well. Okay, you don't have to share with the world. Sometimes, digressing for a moment, sometimes we think when we're living from an open heart, we have to be so open and share with everybody. No, that means we're living from the love and the light, but we're still discerning. Don't tell somebody your dream if you know they're going to stomp on it. Don't tell somebody your dream, your goal, what your deepest fears are if you know they're going to stomp on you. Okay, be discerning. So, Allie, you're all good. You just keep doing your giving thing. Keep your discernment in. And I really like that vision of that exercise with the rock. I think that might be quite helpful for you and some other people as well. So cool. Tracy, that's your fear. Unsolicited advice. Do you mean people thinking you're giving them unsolicited advice, or that they give you unsolicited advice? Did I say it both ways? You know what I mean. That's what I want to know. Allie says she's bad at that. Okay, well, we're learning. That's why we're here. Can I throw the rock for better movement? You know what I would do with it? I'd probably throw it into the bottom of a lake or a river. That's what I would do it. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Maybe do that. Yeah, maybe throw it in the in the river. Yeah, so interesting. Okay. Everybody thought the same thing about throwing that rock. Okay, so many messages resonated. Good. One more question to answer, and then I better get off because it's after 9. Look at me having talked. Now, just to mention again, if you haven't been to my website, ColleenVanderZuyden.com or BeCourageouslyYou.com, you can see the workshops I've got coming up. You can also learn more about my retreat. It's so much fun, I'm telling you guys, and the price is reasonable. If you guys are in the soul empowerment community, there is a discount, so remember that too. So, Tracy says, I see gold energy. I would love a soul reading, please. I don't think I can do a soul reading. See, I read before, I don't read it all before I start talking because I've over time. But gold is the spiritual color. And if you see gold energy, You might have some fun playing with auras, seeing auras, doing some energy work if you don't already. I guess I'm giving you a little reading. Energy work, feeling the energy. My hands are already tingling, so I'm wondering if you already do healing work. And there's something, when I see the gold around you, Tracy, I am also seeing an area of dark, a dark area. Okay, I'm not saying you're sick, anything like that, okay? What I'm seeing, it's like I got a blob of gold, okay? It's beautiful, it's shimmering, but there's an area of darkness here. Okay, and I'm taking this to mean that you have been working on your spiritual path. I'm taking it to mean that you're doing your best, of course, to live in your soul as you're in your heart, love energy, and that there's some shadow work. That's what it is. Some shadow work where we need to explore a little deeper and see what's else is there. When we do shadow work, the reason we do shadow work, this is for everybody's benefit. Then when we do shadow work, this is when we look at those parts of ourselves that are the parts that we kind of ignore, deny, don't want to have. Like if I'm a very loving person, there have been times I've been hateful, that kind of thing. When we do the shadow work, what we want to do is embrace all parts of ourselves. We can recognize that there have been times, yes, we are hateful, and it's okay. It's okay. And then the more we start working with this, so if I recognize I had a lot of hate in me, then I would work on bringing in more love so I don't have all that hate. Okay, and I can let it go. So I'm wondering if there's some shadow work there for you. Okay, I best be stopping you guys because I am talking so much. And what I will do is tomorrow I will try to get through these comments. So if you have other questions, do check out the retreat. I know Greg posted it in the comments a few times there for us. So check it out. You have any questions about anything, you can always write them here. You can always send me a message on Facebook. I have a lot of places I get messages, so it sometimes takes me a few days to find them all. But feel free, and I'm pretty good about answering. And so unless I missed you. So that can be fun. So I will be here next week. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I will be here next week. So I hope to see you all then. And you have the most amazing, amazing week full of love and joy. Keep living here from your heart as best you can. This is how you're going to find your true soul's purpose. That is your true soul's purpose. And then how you express that purpose. Remember to trust. Trust, trust, trust. Okay, see you guys later. Have fun. Bye.